Welcome to a new video of the Circuit Coder YouTube channel. In this video, I will show you how to make a numeric counter stamp engine so that if you don't want to use the variable boxes, you can use this and print your own numbers on the screen with custom fonts and more. So, what are you waiting for? Let's start! I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how this counter works. Okay, so you can find the project on the description of this video. It's on the Just Tutorial tutorial account in case that you want to see it and see if you're doing it right and see the example. Now, you can see how I can put it on negative numbers. I'm using the right arrow keys to control the variable. You can see how I can put it on negative numbers and on positive numbers, and it changes automatically. You can see that it changes at the same time than the variable, which is pretty neat and can be useful if you want to make a game but you don't want to use variables either because they use too much space or you simply don't like how they look. Okay? Now I'm going to quickly show you the code. So here we can see this, and this is just to print it. You have to set it on a forever loop to make it work. And here we can see the code. Now, what will we need to do this? First, you will have to import the pen library or extension. You can find it on the extension section. In this case, well, since I have already done this, I already have it. Next, we will have to use some costumes. Now, I'm going to use another sprite to show you how to make them. First, choose your color and the font you're going to use. In this case, I'm going to use the pixel font. Select text. Now, zoom in case you need to. And write 0. Same thing here, write 0. And now, move the 0 down to the center. Here, see? Make sure that it's on the center. You should see the center cross aligned with the center of the 0. They should click together. Now, then you duplicate the costume and you write 1. Now, two very important things. Do not move the 1. Do not center it or don't do anything. Because if you do this, you might move everything by accident, which of course we don't want. And also the costume name has to be the number of the costume. Example, if I make a costume that is, for example, 6, then I will have to name the costume 6. I think that you should keep everything in order so that it's easier to find them and correct any mistakes that you make. Remember, you can find this project in case you are not sure if it's working or not. Next, you do the same. Now, 2, same, don't move the costume on any of the costumes. 2, 3, I'm going to speed this up. Now, once you get to 9, you won't do a 10, because if you do a 10, you will break everything. What you've got to do is that if you're going to use negative numbers, duplicate this, name this the minus sign, and you replace the 9 with a minus sign. If you're going to use decimals, same, put a dot here, and also replace this with a dot. Now, these costumes are ready to be used. I'm going to show you on the counter because I already have the coder. Now, first you're going to have to make a custom block. I'm going to show you the structure that you should give it. So, first you make a block. I'm going to name it test so that I can know whether it's the real one or the test one, which is this one. So here's test, and then you can name it however you want. So in this case, I'm going to name it number stamp, no, numeric counter stamp engine. There. And now you can use guides to know what you have got to fill in. So for example, here I'm going to use X, and then you add an input called X. Then we're going to add a label of Y and an input which will be the Y of our count. And then here it's going to be value, which of course is going to be the value that our count is going to display. You can fill in a variable here so that if you simply want to hide a variable and change this, you can change this easily. And next, we're going to add this white, whoops, oh no, a lot of typos. Now white or black, and then here you add this color. And very important, this is one of the most important things. Select run without screen refresh. If you don't select this won't work very well. Now you click here, and this should make the numeric count engine. So this block is the one you're going to use. So for example, if you want to use it in your project, you drag a link for clicked, a forever block, and then here you can put the number counter. So for example, I want it at 0, I don't know, 20. It's just an example. You can add any values that you want. Then value 40, for example. And then here you can, for example, add black. I'm going to show you that right now. Now, but I removed all the uses. Well, I don't know what happened here. I think this must be a bug. I'll be right back. Now, anyway, now that I've deleted the block, finally, I'm going to show you how this works, okay? So, I'm going to show an animation on the screen, and here, what this does is that it works like a stamp. I mean, that's what it does actually. It stamps everything. So it'll first stamp something on the position that you told it. Then, if there are more values, it will move on to the next one, and then it will stamp it. And it will keep on with the length that you have given it. It can be long or short. It's like, at least it will print all the numbers that can fit into the screen. Now, I'm going to go back to the code, and I'm going to start explaining you everything that we're going to do. Now, first we're going to add a go-to block, and we're going to fill in the X and Y inputs that we had made earlier. Now we're going to add our erase all block, which is very important, because look at what happens if I remove it. All the numbers are printed upon each other and you can't even change it. Oh no, but how can we avoid this? Well, to avoid this, we can use the erase all block. So look what happens if I add it. Boom, here we go, fixed. See, so make sure you add that erase all block. Now also then add an if block found on the control section, then an equal block, then a color from here, and then here you can type in black. Now, you add here a set brightness to 0, because set brightness to 0. This will work if you made your numbers black. If your numbers are, for example, blue or something, or red. If they're red, you can use the color effect block. But if you are using another color that is in black, use -100. And then you set on the else 100. When you set the brightness effect to 100, I'm going to set this to white so that you can see. And I'm going to change this part of the backdrop to gray so that you can see. You can see how the number is over here. So I coded it so that when this info is bright, so that when you click the enter key. Oh, and this is a hack block. If you want to learn how to make more hack blocks, you can watch a tutorial that I have on my YouTube channel. Just check the channel and you should find the tutorial to make these hack blocks. So when I press the enter key, you can see how it changes along with the stamp engine, because here I made it color, and if it's white, it will set to white. If it's black, it will set to black. See? I think this is pretty neat. If you want to use light mode or dark mode with your game, you can see how I can change the count, and it also changes. Now I'm going to set back the backdrop, or I'm going to leave it like this, in case I need to change the mode right now. And now, next what we're going to do is that we're going to add a set letter to one block. So this will start a count so that we can start doing a count to start measuring the letters. So what this will do is that, for example, if it has 3 letters, first it will be 1, then it will change it by 1 so that it's 2, and then it will change it by 1 and make it 3. So in this case, I'm going to add this so that the length of value. So for example, I'm going to use a length block here so to show you. So for example, apple here has 5 letters and it returns 5. If I return 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, it also has 5 letters, it returns 5. If I add 2, 7, 27, it will return 2 because it has 2 letters. Or I don't know, 59 also returns 2. So what this will do is that it will repeat this, the length of value. Now what is the letter variable for? We will add a switch costume tool, and something nice about this is that if you use any block, even join blocks, for example, here I'm going to use a join block, so for example 1, and this should switch the costume to the costume 1. In this case, it won't change because I clicked the green flag, and it's hidden because the only thing that we can see here is the stamped. But you should be able to use this without having to show this, because the stamp will always show. Anyway, when we go here to letter, we're going to use this, and we're going to use the letter variable here. So when we change the variable, so for example, if letter is 1, it will go here to the 1. If it's 2, it will set to 8. And this is 18 example. So then you add the value. So for example, if our letter is 2 and our value is 3, 4, 5, it will return 4. If it's, for example, well, I'm going to keep the example. If it's 1, it will return the 3. And if I select 3, it will return the 5. So that way, when we change the letter, we will be able to select each letter to print. Then it will stamp the number, and then it will move 30 steps to prepare to stamp the next number. And then you just change the letter by 1. And this is everything that you need to do this. It's pretty easy, right? You could also adapt this to, if you want to use clones, you can use this. But instead of doing this, you can use clones. But make sure to delete them before stamping again. But that's not sufficient. But the advantage is that you can make them go to a front layer. So one thing about this stamp engine is and this applies to any pen project. So yes, this is good advice. So for example, if I use this red square and I don't know, for like green squares, and for example, if this is a tree or something, and on your game there is a tree, make sure that nothing is covering the square, because you can see that unlike variables or anything, you can see how any sprites cover it, because anything drawn with pen is always on the bottom layer, right above the backdrop. So make sure to add this here, okay? So if you're going to add clones, just make sure to delete the clones. And if you're going to use the stamp, like I showed here, make sure to not place anything on top of the stamp. Okay, so this is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, you can give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want more videos. If you want to get a notification each time that I post a new video, you can click the little bell, and that way you will get a notification. Also, if you like my Scratch content, you can follow my Yoshisaru tutorial account or my main account. And if you like the example project, you can give it a love and a favorite. So, if you want me to add more things to this engine, for example, colors or even sizes changing, or maybe even more characters, well then, if we get to 50 likes, and if you comment a lot about making a next part, then I will probably make the next part, and I will make a part 2 with maybe cloning and more features. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.